good evening. Good evening, friends and families and ladies and gentlemen, and also my friend here with me on my TV show. My guest here today is also Shahim Ali. Mr. Ali, thank you so much once again, and come back to my TV show. I'm doing this for one more episode to trying to speak in English, because I'm trying to do this as a request for a couple of organizations that they are wanting me to talk about the comparison of the California retiring life and also the state of Florida, that comparing all the small details. So I wanted to try to cover everything, but I cannot just do Chinese and then do English altogether. So I hope that people can also speak Chinese. They can also watch the subtitle. 你们如果是我的这个忠实的观众，那大家觉得说想要继续看我这个电视节目，千万不要离开。我希望我能够用英语解释的时候，同时呢有这个中文字幕，大家都能够看得懂的，都能够呢就是在这一两集里边能够多一点的介绍给不同的人，特别是一些讲英文的外国人。那这样的话呢，大家都可以能够理解，也希望抱歉能够包容一下我这几集就是用不同的语言，那大家也可以有当着一个适当的机会呢来就是学习一下英文啦，是吧？那所以呢这个非常感恩非常感谢大家的包容So thank you so much once again, and hopefully that you will learn some more English, right? So I wanted to, before I start to talk about things, the comparing, the retiring life or the weather, the natural disasters. I wanted to talk about some good things, as Chinese was saying always, good come first, and then, the bad thing come later. The Carroll Castle, at that one place I've been to, this is one of the, very nice attraction. I wanted to, introduce to you, is in Miami, south of Miami. The Carroll Castle is the mystery place, and is constructed solely, right, is stone by stone, by Edward Liskeland. This place has more than 1,100 tons of the coral to build all together like a puzzle, right? So you have to, if you're in the area of Miami, go there and visit. And there's another place called the Devil's Den, that's situated in Williston in the central north. This is a central north area in the Florida. The Devil's Den is an underground spring. So this is very, very different. But if you have kids, I'm not recommending you go there. Okay? If you're a couple, go there, take some photo. It's very interesting place. Long, very long, dwelling place of demons. They think this is related to demons, with devils. The natural cave is considered a unique diving spot, so people can go there and dive, scuba diving. Another place, very interesting, Salt Springs Recreation Center, recreation area located within the Osceola National Forest. This area is renowned for its beautiful streams, hot springs. Okay, visitor can enjoy the bird watching, fishing, swimming, and camping. Okay, a lot of activities. Shipwreck graveyard. Okay, not for everybody, but if you are scuba divers, you can go there. And then in the coastline of Florida, there is actually scattered shipwreck, like the sinking ship is way along the coastline, everywhere, providing rich opportunity for divers, explorators, and some of these shipwrecks have significant historical and legendary history stories. So if you're interested, go take a look. Like a very shallow sea, but you can see the Titanic. The Windover site. This is a site that ancient Native American burial grounds located in eastern part of Florida. So it was well preserved, human remains, stuff like that. Okay, very interesting place. Go check it out. So I want to talk about the difference with Florida and California. The Florida, not like California, Florida doesn't have too much mountains. So in California, you have high mountain, like 18,000 feet high, Mount Whitney. You have that valley, and also you have many places that has, very natural, very different type of high and low grounds. But in Florida, not like California, Florida has a flat land, so pretty much everything is flat, right? Florida mainly a flat terrain, and most area have a little bit of mountain, right? However, there's some parts of Florida have low mountain range or highlands, just a very little place. For example, like Apalachicola Mountain in north part of Florida, Ocala, High Point, those are the highest part. You don't find so many high mountains like California. You're seeing, all the mountains everywhere. You don't see that in Florida. Everywhere is so flat. And one thing is very interesting because they have all this swamp with the river, and also the little creek and lake and all this water inland. And when they built in Orlando Disneyland, Disney World, they did a lot of like thousands of miles of landfill, and then they landfill all these pieces of land to start building a Disneyland, to make sure the Disneyland is not going to be flooded. So that's the hardest part. And then also you see the like Miami, right by the coast, and you see there's all this flat land right by the coast and by the ocean. Also the lake or a lot of ocean beaches are man-made. How they do it is also landfill, and the like little island like South Beach area islands is also man-made. So a lot of places is so different than California. California is just natural. A lot of the places are natural. They don't have the man-made. A lot of people ask me one thing, walk by the coconut tree. What about a coconut fall down on you, and then you die from it because it's like dirt floor. And then, coconut is so heavy. If it's dropped on your head, people will die, right? Obviously. But there are no report of death from a coconut falling from tree in Florida, okay? Maybe other countries. And they did a good job. And every year maybe picking on the coconut, or people not, living too close from a coconut tree. Injury from falling coconut are also very rare in Florida. While falling coconut can potentially harmful if it's hit someone, but incident like that is infrequent and typically do not result in serious injury. However, also, always a good idea to exercise caution, stay away from the coconut tree, okay? Directly under the coconut tree is still dangerous, especially during windy condition. There's always wind, always wind blowing, hurricane, stuff like that. According to, wildlife, again, average approximately shock attack. That's very important. You go onto the ocean, and then you will have a chance to get get bit by a shark, 16 to 30 shark attack every year in Florida, okay? You have to be careful with that. With majority being non-fatal, okay? Not many people die from that, but some, are still die from it. The Florida government actively implements, shark management program, reduce human-shark conflict, stuff like that. But you have to be careful. Florida has natural disasters due to locations in southeastern United States. Some of the natural disaster is always occurred in Florida. Hurricane, okay, I already told you. Lightning and thunderstorm. This is frequently always happen, okay? They should not call this a sunshine state. They should call this a lightning state. In Hawaii, they have, rainbows. Always you're seeing rainbows. The weather is so similar. Two states' weathers are very similar. Tropical, warm, humid, sunshine, cloud, raining. But right here in Florida, you don't see the rainbow. Not so much happiness. In Hawaii, you're seeing rainbows everywhere. So different, okay? So lightning and the thunderstorm are common in Florida during the summer months, and often accompanied by intense lightning, okay? Always. So it leads to wildfire and other fires. Always have the fires. So gotta watch out with that. Flooding is always happening. Florida's low-lying terrains. I just told you, the swamp and places like that. Combined with abundant rainfall and heavy rain from hurricane can lead to flooding. Okay? Tsunami. Always by the ocean, have to watch out with that problem. Tsunami, because they built all this man-made land, and it's so flat and low and very close to sea level. Okay, they're not building like 10 feet higher than the sea. They're building just right next to the sea. You see, very, very close. So tsunami comes, problem comes. Coastal area Florida may be affected by tsunami, especially event of earthquake. Sometimes maybe earthquake, on the outside of coastline and other underwater geological activities. Droughts, even though they have a lot of waters, but the people still warn that, it's generally humid, rainy, but also can experience drought. Okay, drying, no water, no rain can have an impact on agriculture and water resources. So if you are trying to plan to, open a farm there, be careful. Fire, dry climate, vegetation make Florida susceptible. Wildfire, forest fires, especially during the dry season, the drought periods. Florida government and residents typically take preventive measure, okay? Be careful with all that. In the news, they always talks about that. But you cannot avoid that. When it comes, it comes. And the last 20 years, always coming, always having all these issues. So it has problem more and more. People blaming is global warming. I don't know. I don't know the real reason, but it's just happening more and more often, right? The most common natural disaster in Florida, hurricane, okay? The natural disaster most common, okay? Lightning and thunderstorm, the flooding, okay? Those three are the most happening. When I went there the last couple of weeks, before that, 2 months ago, it has the big hurricane just hit. So I was scared. When I go there, I feel a little bit scared that I don't know how to predict the weather. So that's you have to watch out. So near Miami, there are several natural disasters aware of: hurricane, flooding, okay, sea level rise. Always, I have to watch out with that. The Miami area faces increasing threat of rising sea level with climate changes. I can feel that definitely is, the ocean is like closer and closer. And heat wave, and in the summertime, so hot, very hot, gets to 90 105, with the humid. You talk about, 105 with, boiling water on you, like whole body is boiling. It's very hot. It's very uncomfortable. Okay, Miami may also experience heat wave, especially during the peak summer temperature. So that peak, it could last like a whole month, okay, not a couple days. So despite the three wishes, Miami's surrounding area has implemented various measures again, to try to avoid with all this problem. But natural disaster, you have manpower cannot avoid that. And I want to talk about Orlando. Orlando is a surrounding area may be affected by some natural disaster, but natural disaster frequently may differ from region from other places from Florida. So it's nice place. You have to know that why Disney is picking this place, comparing with all other places. This is has the least amount of hurricane and all that thunderstorm, but it's still happening. Okay, especially in Florida, sometimes it get hit by a tornado. I'm not joking. A tornado, not like a hurricane. Hurricane wind blows one way, but tornado wind blows like this, so it will bring everything up to the sky. So we're seeing all this problem with Florida, and then you comparing with California. California, people say, oh, there's always earthquake, but earthquake doesn't happen all the time. Earthquake will happen maybe once in 100 years. And then, nowadays we have the building that can, stand very strong and not, worry about the earthquake. Even, we don't know. We don't know exactly earthquake is going to come. But if you're living in a state that always have flooding and all this and that problem, you have to reconsider it. And that's why the real estate in Florida is not rising up, is not going up so fast. And people think, oh, why is so cheap? Why everything is much cheaper than California? The air quality is nice. Everything is like California, and you have everything there. And why is still cheaper? And there's a reason. Everything has a reason. And you finding, California is bad right now. A lot of crimes, a lot of people, everything's so expensive. But people, why still stuck right here? Because you have a good chance to make a lot more money. You have a good chance to build your foundation here. You have a good chance to buy your own house, and then you can live here while you can comfortably using the money you save here to spend somewhere else. But if you are living in other state, you might not have the chance to do that. You might not having so much. You're relying on the tourists so much. You might not have enough income to support you, to save enough money to buy the house and all that. So I think, if a person say, oh, I want to choose this place over that place, I don't think that's the good reason. It just wherever you think is suitable for you. If you think this place is more suitable for you, you don't care about the weather, you don't care about anything else, because the weather could be you could be away from all this natural disaster if you're picking a right place. Like if there was when I was there in Orlando, I heard that there's a hurricane coming, like a storm came to Miami, and the next day I'm going to Miami, and it wasn't happen. When I got to Miami, it's gone. So I was lucky enough that I'm not, got into this storm and hurricane and all that. But if you are picking the wrong place and also you don't like this kind of natural disaster, then don't go there. I would say, you stay in California, even you're finding a place like Fresno, like inland or somewhere else, or much cheaper place to live, to survive. Even people just work in the fast food, or even they just driving an Uber, just have a decent job, then you can survive. You can pretty much living okay. But it just, if it's the place suitable for you, that's the only thing. That's what my suggestion is, just find the right place for yourself. And California, comparing, we saw that all these statistics from previous episode, I told you, if we living in California, you probably have to spend 2 times the money, like maybe $10,000 to $12,000 just for living. So if you save up like $1 million, that you calculate each month you spend 10 grand, okay, and then you deduct, you probably have 10 years to live. After that 10 years, if you still not die, sorry, you should go die faster. Otherwise you won't have money to support you. That's a joke, right? But it's not funny. When a person has life but no money, what that means? You have a better place, you have a better community, you have this one big senior community center or community house or nursing home that's sitting inside an inland that is bulletproof, shielded from natural disaster, even like a high wind or hurricane comes, and it's not going to hurt it. And then you're not going to be worried about too much. You're just staying in there, living your better life, bigger place. You have your golf course, you have your lake, you have your natural beauty around you, and then you can go do anything you like because you have extra money. And then you spend only $4,000, $5,000, half of the price, but you get like 5 stars services and all that stuff. Well, of course, so it's like the place is good on both sides, but you have to pick the one that is suitable for you. And then people wants me to do one episode about Las Vegas. Okay, I wanted to do one in Las Vegas. So next couple of weeks, maybe I will go there, and then I will try to get into some more detail about the senior home, and then talk about the detail about Las Vegas and compare, see if it's good to compare all that. But I can at least tell you a hint. Las Vegas is very dry. It's in the desert. Okay, the environment is so different, right? For older people, people say the drier environment is more suitable for the old people. I believe that. Also, it's not so humid, so you're not having bone problem and all that. We call it 风湿 ，OK， 湿的病啊，在这个湿潮湿的地方比较容易发生。那在拉斯维加斯可能少一点。So you don't have so much a problem for the old people, but sometimes it's too dry, and your wrinkles comes out very fast because you're losing all this moisture from your skin. So people living in Las Vegas having problem with the skin, having problem with the lung. Don't think about it. Moisture is not good for you. The moisture is always good for your lung. And then you breathe in the dry environment, dry air, and your lung needs moisture. So a lot of people in Las Vegas, in Nevada, in Reno tend to have more lung problem than anywhere else. So you have to consider that. Old people have to consider that. But I don't want to get into so much without the proper investigation, without the proper information to show it in front of you. So wait until the next couple more episodes. This time, thank you for watching. I hope that you don't mind that I'm keep on doing this with some English and some Chinese. Thank you so much.